Hi everyone, good evening. So, we are going to continue Phoenix Point. For anyone who missed the first part, there's a VOD on the channel. So this is continuation of yesterday's live stream. We're not too far into the game. So if you did miss the previous one, you didn't really miss a whole lot. What's actually happening right now? Still building food production. And I can have one more facility in here. That might actually be living quarters again, but we'll see. I'll leave it empty for now. The scan is still going on. Let's check our soldiers real quick. What do you have here? Right, grenade, and I guess I'll need another medkit. Might as well make a few. Oh, and there's one level up. Ammunition should go in the inventory. Now, I cannot make ammunition for this particular gun, but I still have some from salvage. And you can actually find ammunition that you cannot make yourself during missions and loot it from crates. Also, today's stream will probably be a little bit shorter, and generally speaking, I think I'm going to stream a little bit shorter but more frequently. That should work better. But we'll do a few missions, definitely. So, what about that level up? Oh yeah, I can actually pick a new class, which will give me some extra abilities to train. Or I can pick up expert heavy weapons, which I don't want. So we can get assault training or heavy training. This guy is a sniper, so assault training should work better, generally speaking. Let's pick that up. So that gives me more abilities that I can potentially pick up. I can also pick up anything from the previous levels, as long as I have the skill points for it, which technically I don't, but I do have the shared pool of skill points. I could get return fire, which is a really strong ability. Maybe a little bit too strong. And also, return fire can trigger from return fire. So, you can have a situation where some enemy starts firing at you, you fire back using return fire, and if he also has return fire, your return fire can trigger his return fire. And then it will trigger your return fire. And it will keep going like that until one person either dies or runs out of ammunition. It can get a little bit silly, especially if you have a lot of ammunition. I might actually pick that up. Return fire is really good, but we can pick that up later once he gets more skill points. There's no huge rush. Alright, let's go exploring a little bit. The scan is still going on. I also have some locations of salvage missions. I could do that, especially since new soldiers are not exactly cheap, so more salvage might not be a bad idea. But salvage isn't going anywhere. Let's just explore, find more bases, and potentially more soldiers to recruit. What's happening here? Minus 10 tech, minus 15 materials. Tell him to ask his people for support. Condemn this sick field. Don't get involved. Okay then. I'm not going to get involved. Oh, and there's another soldier we could recruit. I need more snipers. What icon is the sniper? Oh yeah, when you pick up a second class, it's like 50-50. It's half of one icon and half of another. Was that a heavy? No, that's not a heavy. Alright, well, I don't have enough materials right now anyway, so let's move on. But I need more snipers. I only have one sniper right now, which is not enough, not even close. 500 materials, nice. Let's pick out this guy. I need more people on my roster in general, so this is fine. Oh yeah, that's like a melee class, whatever it's called. Berserker, actually. Alright. Sure, what's his weapon? Marduk's Fist. 140 damage, 200 shock damage. Shock damage is nice because it can cause daze, which, generally speaking, will neutralize the target for one turn. More or less. But you need to be in melee range, which is the downside. Oh, and there's a Haven attack. So I can ignore this if I want to, but if I ignore this, then the base can get destroyed. I don't want it to get destroyed, so let's defend. We got 8 attacking enemies. Okay then. And we'll get some rewards. So this is fine. Stamina is fine. Yeah, I do like it. I actually put like 30 hours into the game before I started streaming it. Because I got it like a week ago or so. But the embargo was yesterday. And yeah, I do quite like it so far. The biggest complaints I have are mostly balance related. There are some balance issues. There are also some bugs. I know for a fact some of the bugs are already being worked on, because I reported them. And they will be fixed. But overall, I quite like it. So this is the first like Haven defense mission. The objective here is to keep civilians alive. It's similar to the XCOM retaliation missions. The one difference is that you can start more like in the middle of the map compared to a standard mission. So what can often happen with these is that you might get attacked from multiple directions. That definitely happened to me before when doing this. So it's just something to keep in mind. Alright, well, there's one dude over here. And he does have a grenade launcher. Let's see if we can maybe destroy that. Well, I can target him, sort of. Yeah, there we go. 90 damage. If I can hit him like one more time, I might be able to kill him even. Yeah, this will probably miss. But it's an assault rifle, which means it's a burst. Not just one projectile. One of them might hit, let's give it a shot. Yeah, there we go, 30 damage. Now I have not finished a playthrough. It was actually like 30 hours split over like 2 playthroughs. Because I made some like major strategic mistakes in the first one. Because I didn't know certain things. Like for example, I didn't know which research projects unlock what. Some autopsies unlock some pretty important weapons, for example. And also I ran into some really bad bugs, which I think it got fixed even in today's patch. There was a patch today, and I assume it fixed some of the issues. But I ran into some freeze bugs in like my first playthrough, so to speak. It was something like 10 hours into the campaign, but they were pretty bad. But no, I didn't finish it yet. I'm not totally sure how long the campaign actually is. I haven't really seen anything that looks like the end of the game or something. Hey Milamber, thanks for the super chat. Because you know, when you play XCOM, you can kind of tell when you're getting close to the end. Just from the story missions. I haven't really seen anything like that here that would indicate I was close to the end. So I don't know how long the campaign is. It is a more open-ended game than XCOM. Like, you can do things in whatever order you like. And you have a lot more freedom than you do in XCOM, generally speaking. Hold on, there's one more. Oh, over here. That's the Triton. Right, I definitely won't be killing that one. Let's just set up with some Overwatch here. Okay, that will do.
I'm going.
Now, some of my guys do not have full health. Need to keep an eye on them. Yes, see, I will get attacked from multiple directions, which is something that can happen with this mission type. So it can be a good strategy to just run towards the zone wall, and I've done it before in this mission type. Okay, well, he did go invisible because I hit him. Now there are two guys on this side, and they both have a grenade launcher, I think. Yeah, they do. Not sure if I can kill them both. Is there such a thing as friendly fire? Yep, absolutely. There is friendly fire. Each projectile is like simulated individually, and it can hit like anything that's on the way. Ranging from like walls, buildings, and your soldiers as well. And if you have like a group of enemies standing right next to each other, and you target one of them, you can technically miss the one you're targeting, but you can hit another one that's standing right next to it. That's a thing that can happen. Or you can hit one that's standing behind it. Like when you fire a bullet, or a projectile, like a rocket or whatever, it will hit something. Well, I think it can also technically fly like off map or whatever. But it will hit something. A wall, another enemy. And there's the free aim thing, obviously. Anyway, I don't like grenade launchers, so let's see if I can maybe neutralize both. It might be best to move in aggressively, because the zone wall is right here. So if I move closer to the zone wall, I reduce the risk of being flanked. Alright, let's move closer then. There's still that invisible Triton in this general area. So let's see if I can maybe destroy the launcher arm. The downside is their melee weapon is also fairly strong. The pincer right here, that's 65 damage. And it only requires one action point. So they can use that multiple times per turn, which can get very unpleasant. But let's target the weapon. It has 0 armor, so it's fine. Also, I figured out what caused some of the shots that seemed to have 100% chance to hit, or rather, that seemed to be guaranteed to hit, to actually miss, with the pistol specifically. Some of you might remember if you watched the live stream. So what happened with the pistol, and I already confirmed that this is a known bug that's being worked on, is that when you fire a pistol with someone who actually has a pistol, like this, there's like an animation when your guy aims with the pistol, so he raises the pistol, and then he's supposed to fire. But what actually happens is that he fires, and the projectile actually starts like while he's raising the pistol, before he even raises it. So it fires like from the hip. Which means that by the time he raises it, like the shot already fired. Which causes the disconnect between what you see on the free aim thing and what actually happens with the projectile. So that's why I had a miss that seemed to be a guaranteed hit. But it wasn't, because, like I said, he fired the pistol from the hip. Hey, Alice Drawback, thanks for the super chat, appreciate it. Really great to see you stream again. Been a fun for years. As for this game, have you seen a variety of maps? Jungle, desert, or does everything happen in this shantytown environment? There are different environments. It's hard to say whether the map variety is greater than it is in XCOM. There is some variety. Kind of hard to compare it to XCOM though. Especially since in XCOM you can have like modded parts of the map. But there's decent variety. There are definitely some very different environments. Like very different. Completely different than this. Like a modern looking temples, for example. That's a thing that also happens. Anyway, let's actually take this shot. But yeah, like I said, that's what actually caused the miss yesterday. On at least one shot that seemed to be guaranteed to hit. Because for anyone who like didn't see yesterday's stream, the way this aiming system works is that you're guaranteed to hit somewhere inside the circle, like the big circle. Your shot will hit somewhere inside it, guaranteed. And you have 50% chance to hit somewhere inside the smaller one. So if the entire enemy is inside the big circle, you are guaranteed to hit him. Even though there's not like an openly displayed chance to hit on the UI, but obviously you still have like some chance to hit based on various factors. But if the entire enemy is inside the big circle, you're supposed to be guaranteed to hit him. But sometimes you don't, and this is a bug because of what I said a minute ago. Alright, let's shoot this guy. I might be able to kill them both. Now, there's still that Triton, and some of my guys have lower health. So I don't want to keep the sniper in the middle. And I still got this stupid cannon here. That will probably miss, but I can try to shoot something with it. Preferably without risking to hit my own guy. Let's move towards this. Also, these crates often have ammunition, including ammunition that you cannot make yourself. For example, this. This is actually ammunition type that I cannot manufacture myself, because I haven't researched this weapon. I haven't reverse engineered it, so I can't make this. But I can loot them from crates and get ammunition that way. And this way you can continue to use a weapon that you technically haven't researched yet, but you looted it from somebody else, and you can use it, because, you know, a rifle is a rifle. You don't have to research it to know how to fire a rifle, right? Please hit. There it is, nice. Yeah, this weapon is really good when it actually hits, but it usually does not. So I will switch it for a grenade launcher as soon as I actually finish a grenade launcher. Right, so I still want to kill both of them if possible. And there's still that Triton, which I cannot see. 165 health. Okay, this guy can only target one enemy. Let's finish this guy off then, shall we? I'll try to like maximize my chance to hit here. Or I'll try to not hit the carapace, because that has 20 armor, which is basically minus 20 damage on each shot. Not that I need a lot of damage. There we go, he's dead. Now the other one. I can also overwatch on the Triton, and if I hit him, it might trigger like the invisibility again. The sniper can probably get a kill here with his actual primary weapon, but he does have 154 health.
On the move.
Let's just move into this cover over here. Okay, so this should be a kill. There we go, done. And now I can try to overwatch the Triton.
On the move.
It won't kill him because he had like 160 or 80 health. But maybe it will do some damage.
Covering.
There were 8 enemies in this mission. I remember this time around. Okay, I guess that's it. I can actually overwatch with the pistol. So there it is. Nice! I did actually kill it. It has less health than I thought. Okay. Works for me. Oh, already done, really? What the heck? How is it already done? Maybe the defenders killed some enemies, because we didn't kill 8. Alright, alright. That was a bit strange. Well, go us. Got a medkit, some ammunition. Alright, I'll take it. Oh, and I think this is going to be like a diplomacy quest for one of the factions. No, yes, maybe? No, not yet. Well, I can do one of these, but I do not want to like sabotage the other faction just yet. Because you can get a better standing with them from like a variety of actions. You can get it from events, you can get it from various missions. The only quests, or rather objectives that you have to do for them, are like diplomacy quests that you get when you hit like a relation cap. Which happens at 49% and like 20 something? 24? I don't remember like the first one. But the important threshold here is 50%. At 50% you actually get aligned with that faction and you instantly get all of their research. Because the factions do research just like you do. There are actually messages when they initiate some new project. So when you get 50% relation with a faction, you instantly get all of their research. It pops up on your research screen and you can finish it instantly. However, you get stopped at 49% and then you have to do a quest, a mission, which is fairly hard. At least from my experience so far. That's like one of the difficulty jumps you might not expect. Also, we got a Pandoran nest. I think we can do that. Let's check the level ups first. So that's an assault. We can get a heavy training or sniper training. Yeah, let's get sniper training. Sure, why not? There it is. So now I can turn her into a sniper. And I certainly might. I just need an actual sniper rifle, because I do not have one at the moment. Let's make one then. It will take a little bit of time, and it does cost 120 materials. But alright, yeah, it will take 22 hours. Well, there it is. Next up, Dash and Expert Healer. Restore plus 50% additional hit points when healing. I don't like Dash. It saved my ass a few times, so let's get that. And maybe some strength and speed. What about the previous person? Okay, this was 50 skill points, alright. Probably best to swap out a few people. They are down to 22 stamina now. So let's just go back to the base for a moment. And there's the autopsy. Oh yeah, so that will unlock the grenade launcher. This is one of the first autopsies you can do in the game. The Arthron autopsy. That's like one of the most basic enemies that you will see right from the start. And if you pick up the game yourself and start playing, like there's no real way to know that this autopsy is what unlocks a grenade launcher. And the grenade launcher is a much more reliable weapon for a heavy class than the heavy cannon or whatever it's called. So this is probably one of the research priorities early on, to unlock the grenade launcher. There's no real indication that this is what unlocks it. So if you don't know that this is what unlocks the grenade launcher, you just have to guess, really. I'll probably wait for the sniper rifle first. Yeah, that's 1 day, 6 hours to make the grenade launcher, so that will take a while. Let's make that sniper rifle first, because I only have one sniper. And I want more than that. Are there huge bosses like in the beta playthrough? Oh yeah, there are. You can even get those in like regular missions. I'll put it that way. So later on in the game, it's definitely a good idea to pay attention to the enemy count before you go into a mission. Because if you see a mission with very few enemies, and you're fairly late into the game, that's not necessarily a good thing. Let's put it that way. It's definitely not a good thing. And they can be rough. I think I'll wait for the weapons before I do that Pandoran nest. Or I can just not bring the heavy. But I'll wait for the sniper rifle. Because the grenade launcher is not that useful in the Pandoran nest, I'll put it that way. Oh yeah, the scan should be done fairly soon. I can start a new one. Maybe from over here.
Construction complete.
Oh, this part. Let's see if that bug got fixed. There was a bug. Oh, now it doesn't work at all. So, I have a question, a quiz for you guys. What does Arctic mean? Let's see if the chat can figure out what Arctic means in this game. So, this is what it actually looks like. So we have Greenland, we have Canada, like Alaska, Siberia, blah blah blah. Like there's nothing on the actual North Pole. It's just like an ocean. So question, what does Arctic mean? Where would you look? If you had an objective, find Phoenix Base Arctic, where would you look? Let's see if anyone can get it right. So anyone has any bets? No, it's not underwater. It has to be on actual land. So it's not underwater. It has to be somewhere. So which part of the world would you look at? Because when I first started, I started in Asia, because you don't always start in Asia. And I started looking in Siberia, because I figured it's probably not going to be on the other side of the world when it's one of the very early objectives. So I figured Arctic means Siberia. And I spent a lot of time exploring, like, everything in Siberia, because it's pretty damn big, you know? And there are a lot of locations here, but it was not. So then I figured maybe Canada. Because if you go Google the actual map of the Arctic Circle, then like a fair bit of this area is within the Arctic Circle, a pretty big area. So I figured if it's not Siberia, then it's probably Canada, because that kind of makes sense. It's relatively like the largest area. And Greenland, but that's like next to each other. So I explored all of this stuff, and it wasn't that either. You know what it was in the end? And it wasn't Alaska either. This is Arctic in this game. Norway. And that's like so vague. This was one of the reasons I restarted. Because I spent so much time, I was like a good 15 plus hours into the campaign, and I didn't even find my second base. So what I ended up having to do was fly like halfway across the world without being able to access my base for healing and for swapping out soldiers. And it made the game very inefficient, only having one base. And you're not supposed to go that long without finding the second one. Like, there's a reason why the game tells you quite specifically where it is. Because it can tell you something like Southern Africa, for example. My second game had Southern Africa, which is quite specific, like not just Africa, South Africa specifically. So I went here, I found it pretty quickly. But when you get Arctic, like, you might be looking in Siberia, you might be looking in Canada, like, it's very vague, it's all over the world. And it ends up being like the last place you will probably look, which is Norway. So that was one of the reasons I restarted. And I did send that feedback, that this is like way too vague. And people will restart the whole campaign if they run into this. And you can't also click on it, because if you could click on this objective and then it centered the map on where it is, that wouldn't be a problem, but you cannot. In fact, there was a bug, which I see they fixed, but that didn't make it any better, where if you click this, the Find Base objective, it would show you like a completely different irrelevant part of the map. So in my case, when I clicked on the Find Phoenix Base Arctic objective, it showed me Africa, which obviously makes zero sense whatsoever. So I reported that as like a bug or something. I see it's fixed now, but the way it's fixed is that you can't click on it at all. Oh yeah, now it's showing me, see? Now it's showing me Eastern Asia, so it did not get fixed. When I click on it, it's showing me this. Like, I'm literally clicking on this objective right now, and it's centering on East Asia. Which is obviously not it. Like, this is not Arctic. So yeah, that is one of the problems I run into. Well, I mean, it's only a problem because it's so vague. It could tell you, like, Scandinavia, right? That would make a lot more sense. Find Phoenix Base Scandinavia. And this would be in line with what it tells you for other locations, like South Africa. And not Arctic. Like, Scandinavia is not Arctic. I mean, yes, part of Norway is inside the Arctic Circle, but this is way too vague compared to anything else. So, again, that's an issue I run into. So if any of you end up picking up the game and you get this objective, because you always get an objective to find a second Phoenix base, always. That's part of like the general game flow. But the actual location can be different. If you get this one, please do keep it in mind. And don't go looking around Siberia and Canada. What do we research here? The Triton autopsy will take a while. Oh yeah, let's research the trade protocols, then I can actually trade some of my resources with the faction bases. Definitely a good idea. Also, the scan is done, so let's maybe scan in this direction, as far away as possible. Oh, actually it's not done, but it's about to be done. To be fair, there aren't that many issues I run into. I'm just telling you what problems I did run into. Overall, I enjoyed the game. But I won't pretend like that the problems that I found aren't there. Anyway, we got a salvage mission. I can do it. And by the way, just to be clear, just because I found the scavenging site right here, doesn't mean I have to do it. This is not like in XCOM, where if you get, let's say, I don't know, UFO landing or the... what the heck is it called? I haven't played in too long. Supply raid. Like if you get a supply raid, you have to do it right there and then, or it will disappear. I don't have to do it. I can just exit that screen and go elsewhere, and it will stay here as a scavenging site. I had this one on the map for a while. I can go do that anytime I want. If I don't feel ready to do it, I don't have to do it right now. Or if I have something better to do. But let's do it. Threat level is low, I can use some materials. Let's do it. So this is probably fine. Yup. This guy should be fairly close to level 4. Alright, let's go. So, also, in most missions, you can actually, like, leave without finishing the mission. So there's this evac zone, but that's not always the case. There are some special missions which you cannot retreat from. And there's one mission in particular, I won't actually spoil anything, but there's one mission in particular which has a fairly rough difficulty jump, and you cannot retreat from it.
I'm going.
So if you send your A squad, and it can handle it, then you might be in trouble. And it's tough even on the lowest difficulties. Like, I played a bit on Rookie at first, like to learn the game mechanics, to learn as much as I possibly can about the game. And there were some specific parts of the game some specific missions that I actually had problems with. And I got 2000 hours in XCOM. So when I said that my biggest complaints are mostly balance related, I would say this is one of them. The difficulty can be kind of all over the place.
Covering.
And yes, difficulty is supposed to be like dynamic. But the jumps are a little bit too much sometimes. So I would say this game is more hardcore than XCOM. In terms of like difficulty floor. Because even if you play on Rookie, you will have some pretty damn tough missions. It's definitely harder on Rookie than XCOM is on Rookie. At least that's pretty clear for me. Just something to keep in mind if you pick it up yourself. Like, this is not an easy game, even if the missions I've been doing so far might seem easy-ish. The hard parts come later, especially with some of the enemies that you run into later. I won't spoil anything again, because I want to keep some surprises. But there are some really rough enemy types later on. And as I mentioned,
On my way.
most enemies have different variants, with some exceptions like the fireworms. So they can have different weapons, different types of attacks. And there's one late game enemy in particular that comes in like 3 different variants. And I would say at least 2 out of 3 of those variants are really rough. Especially if you're fighting that particular enemy and also
Reposition.
other enemies at the same time. It can mess you up really fast. That's all I'll say. However, you don't run into it until much later. But the first time you do run into it, it can be in a mission which you cannot retreat from. Which is a very nasty surprise. There's a very good chance it will kill your entire squad the first time you run into it. Alright, we got 2 dudes. Grenade launcher, okay, Spitterhead, pincer, right.
I'm here. Taking aim.
Let's see if we can destroy the grenade launcher. I can probably kill it actually, 160 health. But the launcher has no armor, so let's try to hit it anyway. Nope. Well, you tried. Still got the pistol. It's probably not going to do much, but we can take a shot. Yeah, 40 damage. I can kill one of them, the other one is hiding on the other side of the wall. So it might be best to spread out a bit. So that he won't hit half of my squad with a grenade. That would be unpleasant. Yeah, this one will definitely go down. Also, in case it's not obvious, the circle will be bigger or smaller depending on the accuracy of your actual weapon and your soldier. There are some abilities that you can pick up when you level up that increase your accuracy. So what that does is that it decreases the size of the circle, you know, just in case that wasn't obvious. That's what it does.
Hostile neutralized.
Alright, so now it's probably best to Overwatch, that's what I'm thinking. I'll try to spread out a little bit. There's a head symbol with stars around it on the map. Is that the faction symbol? And what are you referring to? Oh, you mean on the geoscape, not here. I don't think he will be able to throw a grenade this far, so this should be fine. I mean, personally, I quite like this targeting system. The only issue I had with it, or still have with it, are some of the bugs, like the one bug I mentioned earlier, when you fire a pistol from the hip, which leads to a disconnect between what you see like in your crosshair and what actually happens. But I like this system more than XCOM. And it's very different. It makes you think differently. And what you actually target becomes really important later on. Because right now, these enemies do not have that much health, but there will be enemies with a lot more health later on. So it becomes really important which actual body parts you target. And trying to neutralize an enemy before you actually kill it becomes really important. Or at least trying to neutralize either his movement speed, maybe his most dangerous weapon, or anything else. You can also target the head to reduce the will points, because one of the effects of disabling the head is like a fairly large will point reduction, and will points are used for special abilities. There we go, destroyed equipment, launcher arm. Mind you, he can still attack me, but he can't use the grenade anymore. I might not be able to kill him because he's like behind the wall. So this was actually a very good outcome. I could throw a grenade, but grenades are not free, and they take time to make, so it might not be a great idea. I'll just overwatch.
Holding position.
Does he only have a melee weapon now? Yes, melee weapon and the Spitterhead, but the Spitterhead has like effective range of 5, which is like nothing. He has to be almost in melee range to use that. So I should be able to kill him just with Overwatch. I disabled his most dangerous weapon. So this should be just fine.
On the move.
I'll put it this way. Like, this game is very different tactically compared to XCOM. You have to think differently.
Holding position.
You might prefer XCOM or you might prefer this. Like, different people will prefer different games.
Covering.
But you cannot think in terms of XCOM strategies, because that doesn't really work. And variety is good. Like, this genre doesn't get enough good games, honestly. Because I love this genre, man. I mean, I put over 2,000 hours into XCOM 1 and 2 combined. But there are so few solid games in this genre that if you want to wait for something that's perfect, then good luck. You'll be waiting forever.
All set.
And I think at this point I mostly talked about my biggest complaints about it. The one remaining complaint are some of the balance issues, but I can't really tell you what exactly I mean until we get a little bit further into the campaign. And we'll start seeing some of the late game enemies.
Providing overwatch.
I could tell you what they do, but I don't want to spoil it.
Covering.
Removing facehuggers with grenades? Yeah.
Providing overwatch.
I think the guy who has the facehugger removed might have some complaints about that. But hey, those of you who watched my Long War campaign might remember one specific mission that I did at one point, where I had a chrysalid that my entire squad pretty much failed to kill because I had some pretty bad misses, and at that point it was already standing on top of me. So I was in a situation where I had a choice between letting the chrysalid kill my guy and spawn another chrysalid and then quite possibly kill my entire squad or force me to withdraw, or I had an option to nuke my entire group with a rocket launcher, so that's what I did. It didn't actually kill anyone, but it killed the chrysalid. So that was the one time in XCOM, in all my time playing it, where I actually hit my entire squad with a rocket launcher on purpose. Because that saved me from a potential wipe. Yeah, that guy is inside the buildings, so I think Overwatch might be best here. I don't think it's the last one. But I'm just going to play it safe.
Covering. On my way.
Yeah, it's been a while. 5 or 6 years, yeah.
Providing overwatch.
It was what, 2014? I think it was 2014. And the decade is already over. Like, I'm trying not to think about that. But in just a month, the whole decade will be over. Not just 2019. Right, here he comes. He does have a rocket launcher, so maybe we can kill him. Or destroy their... I mean, grenade launcher. Nope, he will use it. Oh, but he used it on the crate, which is fine. I mean, it's not totally fine, but better crate than me, you know? There.
Enemy down.
Are we done? Yes, we are done. And that's level 4. Alright then, so 200 research, 300 materials and 200 food. Or some medkit for free. And some ammunition. Okay. So... how much longer do we have to wait? 7 more hours. Let's just go back to the base, wait for the sniper rifle, and then we can raid
New
the
Jericho
nest.
neural tech we've been hearing
What's
about.
happening with you?
It sounds like a pretty cool technology, really, but has anyone thought about how easily it could be abused?
Oh yeah, this will
by,
just affect my standing
I don't know,
with the
an
factions.
autocratic leader with delusions of grandeur?
No comment. It's a possibility. New Jericho is a society of laws and principles, there will be no abuse. This is just a weak attempt to fix a deeper problem with human biology. New Jericho has some pretty good stuff, so I might go for them, we'll see.
You think so?
The more the disciples of Anu. There is still time to look
Okay,
to
let's
reason,
check our
not
standings real quick. I still need to make contact with the third faction, but that's fine. They will come. You can also see their relations with each other down here, which can matter. They will get wars over time, generally speaking.
Complete.
So let's wait 3 hours for the weapon. And then I can give it to my,
Research
like, double class guy. And now I can also trade with the Havens. And the next up is the grenade launcher, but I don't think I'll be bringing my heavy to this mission at all. Also, research. So... let's just research New Jericho, that's fine. Any plans on adding patrons as soldiers? Can I be a sniper? Yeah, I can do that. How do you... yeah, right here. You can be a sniper, certainly. There we go. Now you're the sniper. Alright, so new class again. I'll pick up sniper again. Here. Now I have the option of giving him a sniper rifle. Or her, rather. So, who is coming to this one? First, this guy is staying, so I leave him in the base. That leaves me with the actual sniper here. 166 health, though. I might actually wait a little bit in the base before I go for it. So let's wait a little bit. Hey, thanks for the super sticker, appreciate it. Alright, let's wait, because this mission can be a little bit tricky. The first one shouldn't be too hard, But it's like a very different type of layout, as you will see when we get there. How's this? Better. 180. 180 should be fine. That's basically maximum health of a level 1 soldier. Famous last words, but I have a medkit on almost everyone, so it will be fine. Let's see. I might actually bring the Berserker. Where is he? Right here. I might bring the Berserker. He should be useful in here. Or at least there's a good chance he will be useful. What kinds of weapons can he use? Oh yeah, handguns. He does have one here. And I can also give him some ammunition. Maybe a grenade. And a medkit. Actually, probably a medkit in his ready slot. Since he's melee, he's more likely to take damage. So sure, let's bring this guy. There. Now I also have... no, that's pretty much it. I have a level 1 guy, but I don't want a level 1 guy in here. The lowest health is 190 now. Well, 180 on the Berserker, technically. Alright, let's do it then. Just going to check the inventory real quick for ammunition. That should be fine. But I should have some spare ammunition. Yeah, that's the one. Might as well use it. I wouldn't want to run out of ammunition. And it's not always entirely clear where your objective is in the mission we are about to do. Now, I can't make ammunition for this weapon, but it should be enough. It should be enough. I hope I'm not wrong. Wait, he's not actually coming, never mind. Is he coming? He is, but he should have enough. Let's go then. So, threat level medium. And the objective is to locate and eliminate the hatching sentinels. So, sentinels are actually a special type of enemy. And when you alert the sentinel by shooting it, for example, or making some noise around it, it will use its special ability, which usually spawns some kind of enemy, like the brain suckers, on the next turn. It also has a lot of health, so the best way to deal with it is to get your entire squad in position without alerting the sentinel and then focus fire it down. The sentinel won't kill you on its own, but it will spawn like more crap that might mess you up. So this is the nest, and it has like a lot of choke points and narrow passages. Which is why the grenade launcher is not necessarily like a super useful weapon in here. There's also like a ceiling that I can't quite see here. But you can't launch a grenade very far with the grenade launcher. And I already got like a worm egg. So once I attack the worm egg, it will spawn a fireworm on the next turn after that. Unless I destroy it. I can ignore it, it will not do it just like this, because it's not alerted. I actually have to make some noise around it to trigger that ability. And it's probably best if we go this way. Yep, roughly through the middle. Now, another problem with this layout is that there's not that much cover in some areas. And again, there are some very narrow passages. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky. It's not super hard, especially early on, but you need to be careful. If some enemy comes at you from around the corner, especially one with like a high damage melee attack, that can end poorly. Alright, Overwatch in this general direction. Oh, hold on, I can see something. Oh yeah, wait, that's the Sentinel, literally. Okay, never mind. I guess we shouldn't be going in this direction. Would be pretty funny if that was the only one. Because most of the nest missions early on only have one Sentinel. Would be kind of weird if this was the one. That would be a very lucky layout. I'm guessing there will be a second, but I don't know, maybe not. Oh, it did hatch. Wait, it was alerted. Yeah, it was actually alerted. Maybe I was a little bit too close. Okay. Yeah, there's the brain sucker. However, it didn't have enough action points. I definitely need to kill it. Let's see. Okay, this might get a little bit tricky. But there's a chance this will be the only Sentinel in here. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Let's kill the Mindfragger first. No, this guy is a little bit too far away, I'm afraid.
5 by 5. Advancing.
I will not be able to kill the Sentinel right now.
Taking aim.
But I can do some decent damage. The fireworm shouldn't be a concern, it's very far away. Wait, what? Did you just miss? Are you actually kidding me? Huh, okay, apparently. Oh, I can't even target it like this. Let's target the fireworm then. Yeah, I want to be doing a whole lot on this turn. It's hard to even get, like, line of sight. This is a nice pistol, though, because it can do 100 damage. This is one of the higher damage handguns. However, its accuracy is not brilliant, as you can see. Like, that's not very good accuracy. But when it does hit, it can do a lot of damage for a handgun, at least. Yeah, see, it actually missed, even though the Sentinel is massive.
I'm on the move.
So there are different variants of handguns with some very different stats. There's one that does not a lot of damage, but has very good accuracy, which I used quite a lot. Yeah, I would be able to kill it if I had my entire squad available, but alas, I did not. The fireworm shouldn't be a problem, it was quite far away. Yeah, here's another brain sucker. I hate these things.
Comms online.
Especially if they catch you off guard. That should kill it. Yes, it will. It has 2 hit points left, so it will die from the bleed, alright? So let's try to kill the Sentinel. I should be able to kill it now. Probably best to target it manually.
Here.
I can sort of guarantee a hit if I do that.
Preparing to fire.
There it is, it's down. So was it the only one? No. Because the mission would have been done if that was the only one. It was too close to the entrance to be the only one, so I figured as much. But that's basically the objective of this mission, destroy these things. And the mission ends instantly once you destroy all of them. So that's also something to keep in mind. You don't have to kill all the enemies on the map, you just have to kill the Sentinels. Might as well shoot this. Or I can save the ammunition. Yeah, let's just Overwatch. It should die immediately. Before it gets a chance to actually do something. Alright.
On the move.
I suppose I might as well go through here now.
Holding position.
Killing a brain sucker is literally a no-brainer. I see what you did there. Yep, I saw that. Okay. Well then. Would be nice to use that melee weapon, because that can do a ton of damage. I just need to reveal that Triton over there. Where are you hiding? Okay, I can't actually see it. Overwatch it is then.
I'm on the move.
Fine.
I'll keep my eyes open.
That should do the trick. But if you think mind fraggers are bad, just wait until later.
Covering.
Oh, hi. How was he alerted? He's nowhere close to me. Okay, nice shot. But, yeah, my other people are out of line of sight, sadly. Where's the guy with the hammer? He's like in the back, isn't he? Yeah, that's not quite close enough, unfortunately. Oh well. Maybe another time. Done.
Get down.
Are there massive Pandoran queens? Yep, there are some pretty damn big enemies later on. If you played the early builds, then you saw them, or if you watched someone else play them. There are enemies like that, definitely. So you can look forward to that. Or not look forward to it, depending on the point of view. Alright, well, since this guy is alerted, I might as well shoot him. Maybe the launcher arm. Nice. Equipment destroyed. Very nice. See, now even though he has like almost full health, he has 150 hit points, but I destroyed his launcher arm. Which means he's basically harmless from this range. Because he only has the pincer. That's the only thing he can do, attack in melee. But he's way too far to be able to do that right now. So you can definitely neutralize enemies without actually killing them. I might as well still shoot him, I suppose.
If I ain't got
But he's not really concerned on this turn anymore. Alright. Oh, did he run away?
5 by 5.
Interesting.
Here we go.
Fine, let's go this way then, because I don't know where the other Sentinel is going to be. There's no real way to know until I actually see it myself. What's that icon over that dead enemy? That's like equipment I can pick up if I want to. So I can run over there and pick up whatever he was using. Well, I can show you.
Moving out.
So now if I go into my inventory, there's a handgun I can pick up if I want. There's no real need right now, but I can literally pick it up, equip it, and start using it. So that's a thing you can do. Even if you haven't researched that particular weapon. Like, that's one of my favorite parts. Like, favorite small things in this game. There are a lot of small things that I enjoy. That work very differently in XCOM. Have you encountered an enemy who is able to regenerate health? Yes. There are also some enemies that can like suck health out of you. So they do damage to you and they regenerate themselves from the damage they do to you. That happens. Okay, this is kind of dark. Okay, that's better.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, it's like a weird camera angle. Alright. I'm not going to rush, because there's no real need, especially since there's very little cover around here. Are there any timed missions? Well, not in the XCOM sense. Some missions are timed in the sense that you have to, like, rescue civilians. But I never had to rush any mission so far. There are, like, reverse timed missions, because one of the mission types is ambush, where you get ambushed, like the name of the mission implies. So you start kind of in the middle of the map with some enemies surrounding you, and your objective is to survive for a few turns, usually 3 turns. And once you do that, an actual evac zone pops up and you have to run there. But it's not timed in the sense that if you fail the timer, you fail the mission. The only thing close to that I ran into was like the heavy defense mission that I did earlier, where you have to save civilians. I assume you fail if they all get killed, but I never got anywhere close to having all of them killed. It doesn't seem like they get killed nearly as quickly as they do in XCOM. In XCOM, when you do like a defense mission in XCOM, you're pretty much guaranteed to have 1 civilian killed per turn. Like, it's almost scripted to happen that way, and then Bradford will complain, like he always does, and I'll tell him to shut up. But here, that's not what happens. They are not scripted to die every turn. So it doesn't happen nearly as quickly. Okay, this is basically like the end of the map, but I might have to go through here. This is where new enemies will spawn, so that's just something to keep in mind. Any missions where you have to rescue civilians on a cruise ship? Fortunately not. Not yet, anyway. If I see a cruise ship, I'm going to run far away. Any suspicious sharks? I'm no fisherman. But no, so far no suspicious sharks. Do you miss Bradford? Yeah, I miss someone to complain at. That's the one downside of this game, there's no Bradford. Alright then. Oh, let's check out... Wait, there's an enemy, like, right here, actually, literally. Hello there. Yeah, that's like an egg.
Be right.
Yep, here's another guy. This looks concerning. I might actually throw a grenade at him.
I know how to do this.
Yeah, let's go with a grenade here. There we go. Damaged the launcher arm, good. It looks like there's something right here, but I think I would prefer to back up slightly. Maybe we can kill him and still like stay back with most of the squad. Where's the actual sniper? Right here. He cannot take a shot. Or maybe he can with quick aim. Oh, no, he cannot. He can with a pistol. That will have increased accuracy. Nope, it will not be hammer range. It's a bit too far away for that. There, destroyed the pincer, which is his melee weapon. I cannot target the launcher because it's like behind the rock. I can't actually see it, unfortunately. Let's just do some damage. Yeah, I think I can kill him without having to move in too aggressively. I feel like I should like move my other guy out of the way, but it seems fine. Famous last words. Is that enough for the bleed to kill him? Yes, it is. He has 10 health and the bleed will do 10 damage. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just stay back a bit and use Overwatch.
Overwatching.
There might be a new enemy spawning right here, because that's like the spawn point. And I think they move immediately, if I remember right. Okay, let's just back up, go over here. That should be fine. So now he's dead.
I'm here.
Okay, so what the heck is this supposed to be?
Enemy contact.
Yeah, hi. Oh, that's an egg. Mindfragger egg. Well,
Ready to fire.
I'm not going to leave that here. At least that's a guaranteed hit. Or two. No Sentinel though. Yeah, I don't like staying here because there's like 2 spawn points right next to me. Let's just go left or right. And it's down. Okay, there's one more in the back. Not sure if it's alerted, it might be. Was it a worm egg or a mindfragger egg? Yeah, mindfragger egg. I think it might already be alerted, but I'm not sure. I can't destroy it, so best if we overwatch. In case I actually get a mindfragger. So let's do that. And we'll go in this general direction. What was that joke about civilians on a cruise ship? It's like one of the most infamous missions of XCOM on a cruise ship. Newfoundland, ring a bell? And that mission was like an inside joke from Terror of the Deep, which had a cruise ship mission.
Advancing.
But yeah, it's basically like the most infamous mission of XCOM.
I'm on my way.
Alright, let's go in this general direction.
Taking aim.
Alright. I hope I'm going in the right direction, but I mean, there's no real way to know until I actually get there.
Dashing ahead.
I'm on the move.
Just in case something spawns, like right here, I would prefer to avoid that, but it might happen. And in case something comes from just around the corner. Okay, that will do.
I'll keep my eyes open.
So, onwards.
I've got a visual.
Enemy spotted. It's not a sentinel. It's not tall enough. What the heck is it? Oh, it's a Triton. Alright, that should be fine. How far into the game is this? It's like 3 hours into the game?
On the move.
Not very far into the game. This is the first Pandoran nest mission. Which is basically the equivalent of the alien base. Sort of. There's also a Pandoran lair. But that comes like much later. And it's nastier, let's just say. But that comes like way later. By the time you run into that, you will have cleared like 3 or 4 nests.
Hold position.
Covering.
In before it's going to be like the last area of this map that I check. That wouldn't surprise me too much. But I don't want to rush too much, because you can quite easily run into some enemy just around the corner. Yeah, that's a good quote. How many Tritons is that? At least they don't have very good aim, apparently. Also, that was not Overwatch, that was Return Fire. Which is a really nice ability. One of the better ones in the game. Okay, I assume this guy has a grenade launcher. Yes, he does. Right. By the way, when you start your own campaign, you can get very different enemy variants. Like the previous one I played was
Taking
quite
aim.
different than this. Yeah, that's 4 enemies. Don't think I can hit them with one grenade. Yes, I can actually. Wait, can I? Yep. Let's do that then. Definitely worth it. Nice. Very nice. That's like 50 bleed. That might even kill it. I didn't catch how much health it had.
Identifying target.
This will probably miss, but it's an assault rifle, so there's a decent chance at least one shot will hit. Yep, oh, that was way better than I thought it will be. Okay. The blade is pretty low, so it won't die from that. There's also one more Triton all the way in the back. Okay, let's try to kill this bleeding fella. That's not too bad, I'll take it. Who else? The sniper, oh, the sniper could hit the Triton maybe. And that should make him go invisible. Hopefully that will do it. Yeah, that should be enough for the bleed to finish it off. Yep, it's enough. Okay, so now I can use the sniper.
Moving to coordinates.
Do enemies get manual aiming? I don't think so. Yeah, not too bad. So now he will go invisible and move slightly. Okay, and there's still that one fella in the back. I don't think he's close enough to use a grenade on me. I could move towards him with my Berserker and then hit him with my hammer on the turn after that. That's an option.
Moving out.
I can take a shot, or I can use like a short range Overwatch, which might be better. Because this weapon, it's a handgun that does a lot of damage, but it has terrible accuracy. So if I use Overwatch like this, that will improve my chance to hit, assuming the enemy will move towards me. He has to move towards me if he wants to use a grenade. I don't think he can throw it from this far away. And one more guy. Well, might as well shoot him with the assault rifle. Or, again, use Overwatch. Yeah, shorter range Overwatch. Slightly shorter range. That will do. And I guess that's it. Now, where the heck is that Sentinel? Because that's why we're here. Hopefully not on the other side of the map. Because the enemies will just keep spawning as long as I'm here. Here comes the Overwatch. And that didn't do much. Yeah, he will use the grenade. Yeah, and that was quite a bit of damage, as you can see. Grenades are dangerous. Might want to use the medkit right away.
Breathe.
That was not nearly as much as I hoped it will be. I can't even okay, I can target him from here. He needs to die. Because they have more than just one grenade.
Taking aim.
And that's a miss. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird positioning where I couldn't use manual aim. There's the Triton. But I need to get this guy. This is fairly unlikely to hit, but let's try. I'll take it. Better than nothing. Problem is, I don't want all my people to stand on top of each other, because I might eat another grenade. I'm also not close enough to throw my own grenade. And I can't really take a shot anymore. So this is concerning. I can't move this guy out of the way either. He has to stay where he is. He can take a shot with his pistol, but that's unlikely to do much. No, he can't even do that. He doesn't have line of sight. So, Overwatch, I guess.
Hold the position.
He does have 90 health. Hopefully he will be fine.
Standing by.
He should be fine. That wasn't very good, but I'll take it. Alright, I guess that's that. I'll try to move out of the way a bit. Here, that's a good spot to move to. Just in case I get hit with a grenade. Here comes the shot. Okay, nice. I destroyed the arm and the pincer, but he will use a grenade. Alright. See, grenades are really dangerous, exactly because of this. Which is why I usually target them first. And this layout can be tricky, because you often won't see them until they are close enough to actually use a grenade launcher. Unlike on open maps. Hey, that's enough shots, alright? Thank you very much. Can you stop already? Alright, well, I still need to finish him off. I might be... no, I'm not close enough. My movement got reduced because I assume... oh, yeah, he lost both his legs, that's the problem. So he's literally crawling now on the ground. Both of his legs and one arm are disabled. And also his head, I guess. So he's literally crawling on the ground now. You can try to imagine that. Well, hey, he can still use his pistol. So let's maybe go for that.
To engage.
There it is, nice. And my sniper lost all of his weapons. Like, they are all destroyed. Yep, that's another thing. You can not only destroy enemies' weapons, they can destroy yours. That can certainly happen. This might actually get a bit tricky. So... hold on. This one Triton definitely needs to go down. Let's just shoot him. Preferably... well... I think he has 10 armor on everything. But let's shoot the head. Because he might not have enough will points to go invisible then. Yeah, you can see what the exact effect will be, like... I never really mentioned that, but I thought it's pretty obvious. When you target the head, you can see that disabling the head will make him bleed for 10. It will make him lose 12 willpower. And 10 maximum hit points. And it will remove double perception ability. Okay, that almost killed him. Not sure if he will die from the bleed. Yes, he will. Okay, so I can ignore him now. And focus on this fella in the back. So probably best to just shoot him from as close as possible. This will hopefully kill him. He needs to die.
Trying to aim.
Okay, I destroyed the launcher arm. I don't think he has any weapons left. No, he has literally no weapons. So he actually cannot do anything. He can, like, walk around. and be a nuisance. But he has nothing to attack me with anymore. Unless he literally grows like a new arm or something. Now, I could pick up a weapon from some other enemy. Or I could give my guy a pistol, for example. I can do that. That's definitely a thing. There is one more Triton in the back. But I'm thinking using a medkit might be a better plan right now. Can anyone actually do that anymore? Yeah, I basically used everyone at this point. Let's just move here. This Triton will die from the bleed, so there's just this one all the way in the back. He cannot target anyone with low health. Unless we count, like, this dude. But he has, what, 150? Yeah, not enough action points. That's alright. Not enough action points for anything. Alright, that was a rough turn. And I still need to find that Sentinel, which I don't know where it is. Hey, RB Last. Thanks for the super chat, appreciate it. Currently watching Turks versus White Walkers. Yep, that was a good one. So now this guy is running away. I can just ignore him. Like, he's not a threat anymore. He literally can't do anything at all. So let's use a medkit because I don't like bleeding, as you might have guessed. There, 200 health, that's better. Alright, let's go. Nice shot. Not. Line of sight is a little bit tricky here. And this guy? Out of ammunition, fair enough.
Reloading.
I can get line of sight, but it won't be a very good chance to hit.
Confirming target.
I don't need a lot of damage, just a little bit of damage. Come on. There it is. That did the trick. Okay. So let's get the heck away from the spawn points. And I need to get a weapon, and also I need to heal myself one more time. Who has a medkit? You got a medkit. No, you actually do not have a medkit. I guess I'll have to wait one more turn again. I might not have that many medkits left. Yeah, he technically had the medkit, but it got destroyed. This guy has one. But I'll have to wait one more turn.
Sort of.
Alright. That's the last bleed. But it will be 30 bleeding damage, which is a lot.
Switching the ammo.
Reload. Oh, this guy will actually just bleed out. So I can ignore him entirely. One more Triton. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Seriously? And my sniper died from that Triton. Are you actually kidding me? What the heck? Well, that's a thing. RIP. That was, like, really bad. And I still don't know where the Sentinel is. It might be on the other side of the map. I'm actually starting to think it will be on the other side of the map. It might be in here. It's kind of hard to tell. But I might have to go in the completely opposite direction. But yeah, so much for that sniper. I still got one more guy with a bleed. And it was a handgun as well, which usually has fairly low accuracy, I'll put it that way. This guy will be super slow. Because he lost a lot of mobility.
Covering. No time to waste.
I think I only have 1 or 2 medkits left, which is not a whole lot. I got fairly unlucky with how long it's taking me to find the other Sentinel. I think I explored most of this map already. So it's going to be like literally in the last place I check. Hey, that's enough shots, alright? Well, we started from here. Wait. Yeah, that's the destroyed one. So I'm actually... This is literally like the edge of the map, right here. So this is explored. I mean... It has to be around here. In the middle? This one is destroyed. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. It might be in this room. First, let's take care of that Triton. Oh, there it is. Okay, that will definitely be the last one. Now, I could try to focus fire it, but I can't do that much damage. It's best to kill the Triton. So that was actually fairly unlucky. If I took a different turn, I would have found it much earlier. Like, I could have continued through this room, take a turn right, and then I would have found it. But obviously, like, there's no way to know that in advance.
Reloading.
Don't like this guy's health too much. But there was... yeah, there's one Triton in the back. Too far away to threaten me, I think. Alright, I need to destroy that thing on the next turn. I don't know if I can, but I'll try.
Providing overwatch.
Well, especially since I lost one soldier and the other one is too far away to actually take a shot at it. So that will definitely be a problem. So there's the Triton. He did not die from the bleed, but now he died from my Overwatch. Okay, so now it makes sense to try focus firing down the Sentinel. Because the mission will be done as soon as I destroy the last one. And this has to be the last one. Hopefully I can actually do enough damage.
Confirming target.
Maybe not. I should be able to. Unless I get some weird miss. Yeah, this should do the trick. There we go, so that should finish the mission. Yep, there it is. That did take longer than it should have, but it's done. Some level ups. Oh, I should be able to multi-class into a sniper. Is there a melee? Yeah, there is. I do have one melee, the Berserker guy. But he got both his legs blown off. So unfortunately I wasn't able to utilize him very well. And the melee weapons are pretty good. They do a lot of damage and they inflict daze. Which basically neutralizes the enemy for one turn, more or less.
But to seek alone is not enough. There are some who still cling to the sins of the old world. Even now they are.
Oh yeah, that's the third faction, yeah?
Thinking.
We'll think about it.
Very well.
Phoenix
And New
Project.
Jericho?
I've heard a lot about you people. Most of it weird. Science nerds with guns, huh? Well, I've heard worse ideas. Anyway, here's the inside scoop on New
Yeah,
Jericho.
that was a really unlucky shot, on top of a 30 damage bleed that I had. That was really unlucky. And it had to be like my only sniper, at least base sniper class. Oh, I still haven't made contact with their third faction. Okay. Haven info. Right, I can trade some resources here if I want to. Is there anyone to recruit available anywhere? Yes. Tell me there's a sniper in here. That is an assault, not a sniper. This is a sniper. Ewain Lizard Lowry, sure. We'll go there. Let's go there right away, shall we? Maybe leave a few people at the base. They are not doing too great. Oh, and check out the level ups. Sniper, let's take that. And I can give him the sniper rifle right away. And also the actual sniper armor, which has slightly different stats. It has more accuracy. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I need a sniper. So congrats, you are now a sniper. Here, you happy? That will do. What does he have? Dash, return fire. Oh yeah, return fire could be interesting with a sniper. And I can pick up Master Marksman. Accuracy with a proficient weapon is increased by 50% while there are no spotted enemies within 10 tiles. This is a really nice ability. That's a huge accuracy increase as long as there are no enemies within 10 tiles. This is one of the abilities that I pretty much always pick up, more or less automatically, along with Return Fire. These are some of the stronger ones. Return Fire is just so good. Here's a level up on our Berserker, so Armor Break. The next attack deals 50 additional shred damage, which like destroys armor. Alright. And looks like we need some ammunition. Apparently. Oh yeah, reload the actual weapon, sure. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it doesn't look like it actually happens automatically. And I'll have to switch out this weapon because I can't actually make that type of ammunition. And I only have one magazine left. So we'll just swap it out, which is fine. Alright then. So who's staying? This guy, definitely. He's at 100 health, that's not brilliant. Here. And I can recruit one more. Let's recruit that sniper. I should have enough materials. That was like 380. Research is still underway, but I can queue up some research. Let's see. We are getting more and more research now. I could research this assault rifle, which is pretty nice. It does more base damage, which matters against armor. But effective range is not that great. 20 effective range. There are assault rifles with like almost twice the effective range of this one. I might just do the Triton Autopsy next. Alright, and let's go hire that sniper, so this one. There, done. Where are you? Right here. Yeah, so that's another sniper rifle that I did not research. But I can use it as long as I have ammunition for it. And I might be able to reverse engineer it. Some items require like one item to reverse engineer it. Others require two. That's the New Jericho, so let's just
New
go
Jericho
through that.
was one man's vision, and everything depended on that one man. Before the war, Tobias West had been a billionaire, an elusive, controversial businessman who denounced war even as he profited from it. When the world fell, his empire began to rise. Some said he was a genius, a man of principle, dedicated to equality and merit, fighting to preserve the core of human freedom, our will. They said he had a plan, that he could lead us to victory. Others called him a dictator, a megalomaniac, fearful of infection and obsessed with purity. They said he was willing to do anything to win, no matter the cost. The Phoenix Project needed allies. New Jericho could help us turn the tide, but it all depended on one man.
Well, that's New Jericho. Oh, here's a mission I could do. Defeat a group of raiders who have been attacking havens in the area. This will not piss off another faction, so I could go do that. Maybe not right now. Let's wait with that a little bit. I want to check something. So... hold on. If I remove this... yes, I could actually research it. Items required to start 1, so I could reverse engineer it, but it will take 2 days. Still, it's worth it because that's a nice one, 130 damage. The version I'm using right now does 100 damage, so that's a 30% damage increase. That is quite powerful. It's probably worth it. Especially with how good snipers are. Actually, it's 110 damage, but it's still quite a nice damage increase. The downside is that I'll have to give him like a weaker one, but it's right here, I got it. And the pistol. Yeah, not much point using that right now, we can reverse engineer it later. Alright, we just swap it out, give him a medkit, and we'll research the sniper rifle. It also has better, no, slightly worse effective range, 51 versus 58. But that's not a huge difference. Looks like that's pretty much it. And it has slightly more ammo capacity, which usually doesn't matter too much. What's my favorite faction? I think it might be a little bit too early to tell still. I haven't seen all the technologies yet. The first one I went with was a New Jericho, which did have some really nice techs. They had like a rocket launcher, which goes into the mount slot. So it's extra weapon, a friggin' rocket launcher, that doesn't actually go into like the weapon slot, it goes into a mount slot. The actual rockets are quite heavy, but it's a nice one. Anyway, what are we going to do? I might do this. Not totally convinced it's a good idea. Yeah, that's too far away. That's too far away. I can just keep moving towards Norway, basically, because that's where the second base is going to be. Yeah, I need to start a scan. Let's maybe go and do that. Right, anyway. Let's actually do this first, and we'll finish the Triton autopsy later. That will be the scan. I'm pretty sure this mission right here will be a little bit harder, so I don't necessarily want to do it right now. However, once you finish the first diplomacy mission and get above 25%, the faction will reveal all of their bases everywhere in the world. Which means you can go further without doing the scans as well, and you don't have to waste time actually finding them. So I could give it a shot. Alright, let's give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. Famous last words. Fine, let's do it. And then we can maybe wrap it up after, we'll see. But alright, let's do it. This is way too early for like late game enemies, so we will not see that. It shouldn't be too bad. I don't remember having problems with this mission, so I'm pretty sure it will be fine. So, right, kill all enemies. And we can actually evac. I probably won't have to, but it's an option. It's not always an option.
I'm on the move.
What's that in range? Oh, right, it's not actual Pandorans. It's like regular soldiers. Well, that's fine. He's a little bit too far away to really be a threat. What does he have? Assault rifle and a grenade, alright. That's fine then. Let's stay in this general area. Maybe stay away from the red thing. Oh, did I ever finish making the grenade launcher? I'm pretty sure I did, I just didn't equip it. Yeah, might want to do that when we're done here. Now, this guy is not actually alerted. I could shoot him with my sniper and then he would be alerted. But I don't necessarily want to do that. Let's just stay back here in case more guys show up. And I'll just stay on Overwatch. How does the game save? There's actually quick save, like this. If I hit F5, the game will quick save. So sometimes it's highly recommended because I ran into some freeze bugs where the mission would literally just freeze and you had to Alt F4 or kill it from the task manager. And the game does not autosave during the mission, just like at the start. So if you don't quick save yourself, you have to replay the entire mission. If it freezes or something. It didn't happen a lot, it only happened twice, but it was pretty bad when it did. Oh, nice shot. Might even kill that guy. Yeah, I think he will bleed out. And another one. Yeah, that's quite a few now. That looks like a sniper. And there's another one. Okay. That was return fire on the sniper. I might have to move away from here, because I wouldn't want them to explode my face. I'm kind of surrounded right now, which is slightly concerning. Moving into cover might be a good idea.
All I need is a clear shot.
Okay, this should be like 90%. Nice one. Is that an actual sniper? Yes, it is. Okay. What about my sniper? I'm pretty sure this fella will bleed out. Yes, he will. We can ignore him, basically. And is this a heavy? No. That's just an assault. Level 1 assault.
Ready for
Right,
action.
I do have two snipers this time. I just need to think about this. Let's make sure their sniper dies. There we
got
go.
them.
That will do the trick. And then I got my other sniper. This is also an assault. He has a grenade, but he's quite far away from me. Grenades have fairly short range, so there's no way he's close enough to throw that grenade at me. Let's focus on this other assault closer. I should be able to kill him quite easily. Yeah, this looks like it should be a guaranteed hit. There it is, 90 damage. Pretty sure I can kill him.
Ready to fire.
I leave the pistol for last. Yeah, this is not a very good shot, because I don't want to blow myself up. That would be unfortunate. Let's not do that. Done.
Enemy down.
Okay. No point shooting this one, because he will bleed out, so... I guess I'm better off with Overwatch. Now, this is a shotgun. Right? Yes, that's a shotgun. Which means it has really bad effective range. Which means I need to try moving closer. So let's move closer. That will do.
Confirming target.
I'll just Overwatch in this general direction.
Covering.
Overwatching.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
On my way.
Maybe move into cover.
Here we go.
Here comes another one. That looks like a heavy, maybe. The weapon is pretty big. Return fire. Yeah, now that's a heavy. With a machine gun even, okay. I should be able to snipe him. He's quite far away though. Wait, can I even see him? That's the one, right? Yeah.
Identifying target.
Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, that will probably not hit. The shot is partially blocked. Right. How about a grenade?
Repositioning.
Like this. Could have been better, but we destroyed the wall. That's the important part. Yeah, see, the shotgun has really terrible accuracy. But it has multiple projectiles because, you know, it's a shotgun. So there's a decent chance some of them will hit. Yeah, there it is. That went better than I expected. I think that heavy might be the last enemy now. Yeah, this will almost certainly miss, but I might as well take that shot. Yeah, see, it wasn't even remotely close. Like, not even remotely close. Probably best to wait for him to move. He's too far away and the shot is partially blocked. So... unless I move like slightly to the side. That's a bit better. Yeah, 90 damage. I'll take it. And he's panicked? I thought he was panicked. No, he's not. No, yeah, he is. 0 out of 7. Or rather, she. Which means I can move forward more aggressively. At least you confirm that it can hit the broad side of the barn. Yep, sounds about right. Oh, seriously? You're going to hide behind the wall. Well then... I could maybe hit that wall with a shotgun, that could work. That will be partially blocked. That kind of worked. I mean, not entirely. Yeah, it did. So, see, you can do that. You can just aim at the wall and take a shot like that. You don't have to aim at an actual enemy. So this is going to be like roughly 50%. Maybe slightly more. Chance to hit. Yep, not a hit. But I got one more sniper. Closer to the target.
I'm going.
Oh, yeah, that's also partially blocked. Let's take that shot anyway. There we go. I think we're done. Yes, we are. So this was easier than the nest mission, actually. But the nest mission was harder than it should have been. Mostly because it took a while to find the second Sentinel. So this should reveal all the bases of this faction. Because I'll get 25% plus. You get capped at 24%. Yeah, it says it right here. You cannot progress to 25 or higher without doing the diplomacy mission. And then the second diplomacy mission pushes you over 50%, at which point you get aligned with that faction. Do you get what the enemy dropped if you don't pick it up? Yes, you do.
They doom the future.
Plus 200 tech, plus 200 materials, plus 200 food. And now, as you can see, I can see all of their bases everywhere. And I have 29%. So if I get 50% plus, which will require doing one more mission like this, except much harder, I will get allied with them and they will give me all of their research. And I should defend their havens now. So yeah, I can see all of their bases everywhere. Which also means I can travel around easier. Because normally, like if you don't have an actual location you can fly to within your range, then you just can't go there. Let's check the promotion. That's going to be return fire. And dash. Was any of that loot upgrades? Oh yeah, hold on. I don't think so. No. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And possibly continue tomorrow. I also want to continue like the Civ game I started. But we'll see about that. But the plan is to stream a little bit shorter, but more frequently. So I'll probably continue this tomorrow, around the same time as today. But we did some pretty interesting missions today. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for coming. And I'll see you next time, like I said, most likely tomorrow. So good night.